Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
Tiara.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. This is episode 228, Training Day. This is the 2001 American crime film directed by Antoine Fuqua and written by David Ayer. Obviously stars Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. It's about two LAPD narcotics officers over a 24-hour period in a gang-ridden neighborhood of Westlake, Echo Park, and South Central Los Angeles, as the rookie cop, played by Ethan Hawke, is sort of doing a tryout to join the unit that Denzel Washington's character runs. I mean, obvious things. Denzel Washington won Best Actor for this movie. It's been a long time. I don't think I've seen this movie since really, maybe one other time since I saw it in the original. So like maybe since like 2005 or something. Yeah, it's been a minute. I'll start. I forgot how great this movie was. Like, I know it's great, but like you forget just how good Denzel Washington is in this. And I don't feel like he's doing that much acting. Like I'm not sure did his character have like lines, or did they just let him run it? Like, cause it feels like he was just doing his own thing, which is great. Look, David Ayer's script is very good. Like it's impressively good. It doesn't have a lot of, issues in my opinion. It's pretty tight. There's like one thing that I'm like, oh, well, that's wildly convenient, close to the end, but it's a movie. Like, you got to tie it up some kind of way. But otherwise, I thought the script was really good. Ethan Hawke was great. It's got a lot of really good cameos too. Yeah, overall, I thought it was just a pretty fun movie. I wouldn't say there's a lot of necessarily messaging going on, but there's certainly things for us to talk about. And Antoine Fuqua does a very, very good job directing everybody in this. So, yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. It was nice to see it again. So I'll go to Micah next.
Antoine Fuqua makes man movies.
He does indeed.
And yeah, this is a man movie. Not quite a dad movie, right? Like dad movies have older guys who are the heroes, but this is a man movie. It's got corrupt cops and a bunch of killing and drugs and shit. Yeah, I forgot how good this movie is, man. And I think one of the reasons, like it's really good, and one of the reasons I haven't just kind of gone back to watch it again is because like this shit is fucking tense, right? It's not tense like I can't watch it, but it's just the right amount of tension in the air that makes this like, oh shit, like I know what's gonna happen, right? But like there's just enough tension in the air, and throughout all these performances where it's like, maybe it's not, you know, like maybe this person will get away with it, right? You know, when Denzel Washington won for Best Actor, this was like 20 years ago, and when he won for Best Actor, I remember being like, man, this is bullshit, man. Like they give it one. It was like the 80th anniversary of Sidney Poitier winning, right? So it was like, all right, well, something like that.
Yeah, maybe not the 80th.
Look, well, yeah, because it's like it's only
he died at like 90 something. God damn.
Yeah, it's only there are only like 94 Academy Awards, so maybe not the 80th anniversary, but it was an anniversary of when he won, right?
I think it was like the 50th.
I was like,
yeah. A lot of people don't know that Sidney Poitier won his Oscar when he was 8.
And I was like, oh, they probably gonna give it to him for that, and they did. And I was like, yeah, they gave it to him for being a corrupt cop instead of like Malcolm X. Like, what the fuck was that about, right?
You're right.
This ain't even his best role, right? No, it's not his best role, but it's a pretty good one, man.
Yeah,
it is. Really is. And he is actually putting on a bit of a clinic here. And it's not just because, you know, we typically see Denzel Washington play the hero and he's playing against type here. He's playing against type and there's something novel about it, but he's Alonzo, the character, is an excellent bullshit artist.
Yes.
And when it's time to like when he feels like Jake is trying to is standing up for himself, he's quick to turn like the good cop on, right? He's a master at this good cop bad cop stuff in this movie. And that's Denzel, man. Like he can turn that shit on and off. And yeah, it's a really, really good performance. Yeah, I forgot how much I love this movie. I forgot how much I love this character. He looks like he's having a blast. The only thing I wish was that this took place in New York.
Yeah.
Because it's real odd hearing this. Hearing Denzel Washington.
Yeah, some of the lines
with this New York accent, yo.
Some of the lines, I'm like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like hearing
from Los Angeles, nigga. Stop it.
Yeah, like there's a couple lines I'm like, I don't care for that. It just doesn't fit him. But yeah, if it was in New York, it would be absolutely perfect. But yeah, I would agree with that. Tiara, your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like Micah kind of said everything I wanted to say. I was reading Wikipedia that originally this was going to be like Samuel Jackson and Matt Damon. So I was just wondering like what that dynamic is. Like,
I mean,
the reason why I say it is that no.
Nah, I feel like Matt Damon wouldn't have been understated enough as Ethan Hawke was.
Yeah, but I do think Samuel Jackson would have done a great job too.
I think he would have. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this once when I was like 10, but I didn't really remember.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, don't let your 10-year-old see Training Day. That's insane.
No, let your 10-year-old see Training Day. I turned out okay. I think some of the interesting parts of this movie for me were recognizing some areas that I frequent often. In fact, one of those areas I was just in like before we hopped on. And I was like, oh, that's now a park, and that is now apartment building. So some of the scenes of Westlake are pretty different now. They're white people that live here.
Fair enough. Can't get wet by PCP.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was fun. I had to keep myself from trying to read the whole Wikipedia thing, so that way I didn't spoil it for myself.
Come on.
That didn't work because I definitely did. And that's because I couldn't take some of the suspense. Particularly like
this movie came out 1,000 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, but this was like me watching it with literally a different point of view. Like the part where he was playing the card game. Yeah, that part I was like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? I mean, I knew he was gonna survive, but still. Yeah, I can see why Denzel got Best Actor for this. I mean, I understand that people wanted him to get it for Malcolm X too, but why not both? But yeah, he was excellent. I don't know if I'd watch this again anytime soon, just because I don't know, my nerves are kind of bad, but yeah,
that's fair.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
All right, Terrence, your thoughts?
This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay,
like hands down. I've seen it at least once a year since it's come out. And when I suggested it, I had seen it like a month before I even suggested it. So I've seen this movie countless times. I love this movie. Denzel deserved the Oscar for this. Again, he should have gotten it for Malcolm X also. It's quotable for days.
Yes.
Like the script is incredibly tight. I think this is one of the, like, script-wise, aside from the one thing that the convenience at the end of the movie, this is one of the tightest scripts. Like there's no filler. It's 2 hours and 2 minutes or something like that. It runs straight through easily. Everybody was great, even Dr. Dre's small part. No, it's a great movie. I love it. Like he was really. I don't think he was acting, and the fact that it took place in L.A. when he just doesn't even try to put on any kind of accent is a little off-putting. But like, no, he was awesome in this movie, and Ethan Hawke was great. He was like 30 years old in this movie, so yeah, it's so good. Like I don't know what else to say. Micah said everything else that needed to be said. It's such a great movie.
There you go.
30,
something like that. Yeah.
Ethan Hawke
31,
was.
32. Yeah. What, 2000?
Which is wild because
2001.
like you see Ethan Hawke now, he's like an old man.
He looks like he's 60. It's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Yeah, he's 51 now, and the
Yeah, so
movie
it's 20
came
years
out
ago.
21 years ago. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so by the way, on February 28th, 2022, the prequel named Training Day, Day of the Riot, has started production in California. So, okay. We'll see if
Was
that's...
it beat cop during the 90s riots or something like that.
Oh my God.
He's about right.
Yeah, that's not gonna go well for a lot of people. Yeah, look, I think this is a very, very interesting movie to kind of dig in on. So let's start the film. We see Jake Hoyt waking up in the morning. He's only been a cop for like 19 months, I think he says. He's got a wife. He's got a 9-month-old baby. He's very green, and he's going to do a sort of a ride along with the head of this narcotics unit, Alonzo, who is played by Denzel Washington. So the first sort of engagement you get is Alonzo calls him on the phone, and he's like, "Yeah, I was gonna head down to the station or whatever." He's like, "Nah, just meet me at this diner, and we'll just we'll get a coffee, and we'll talk there." And he's like, "All right, cool," like, cause I'm really excited about being on this unit. Click. He just hung up on him like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, leave me alone." And that just kind of gives you the first little like bit of kind of hazing that starts. And then we get a conversation once he gets to the diner. We get a conversation. We actually meet Alonzo. And he's reading the newspaper, and he's basically like, "Look, don't talk to me. I'm reading the paper." But Jake is kind of nervous, so he just keeps talking to him, and he basically says like, "Listen," he puts the paper down. He's like, "Look, this paper is like 95% bullshit, but it's entertaining. It entertains me. And since you won't shut the fuck up, you tell me a story and entertain me," which is a really like, wow, Denzel's starting off at an 11. Like, that's what it felt like to me. I was like, oh, this is like Fences. Like, we're just going to start at fucking 11 and then just go from there, which was great.
Lost. I got to like you.
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing is like, you don't get a run up to his character. It's just like, nah, when you see him, he's just like, he's a fucking asshole the whole time. And it's great. It's great. So yeah, they have this ridiculous conversation. And basically Jake is like, "Yeah, I was working with this other officer, this woman, and we pulled this guy over, and he had all these drugs and guns, and it was a big bust." And he was like, "So you worked with this woman for a year, and the best story you got to tell me is that you pull somebody over? Like, did you fuck?"
You could be in a car with a fine bitch for a year, and the most entertaining story you can tell me to come up with is a drunk stop.
He was so annoyed, yo. He was so annoyed. That shit was hilarious.
This nigga said, "You got a dick, don't you? You got a dick, don't you? It's right there in between your two pockets. You okay? Well, I'm reaching in them pockets to pay the bill." Bam!
And it just walked out.
He's an asshole.
He also asked if the female cop had a liquor license, and I was just like, "Oh God."
Yeah. I was like, "All right, yo, come on, yo," because I had forgotten about that line, and I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about? Liquor license, lesbian? Was she?" I'm like, "All right, yo, Denzel, relax, yo, relax." We're 8 minutes in, my nigga. Like, just calm down. But yeah, the line about you got a dick, reach into your pockets and pay the bill is just that's a fucking great line, dude. Like, some of it, I like. There are parts of it where I'm just like, did David Ayer actually write that? Because that's too good of a line.
That one, I don't know.
Nah,
he's a white dude.
Right. Like, I'm like, come on, man. That's too good. That line.
Yeah,
is
but
too
David Ayer ain't like, he's not.
He
like,
hangs out with like a bunch of Mexicans and shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He's not like, oh, hey guys, how you doing? Like,
I gotta pay
he's
my
the
All
gringo
these
of the
fucking
group.
movies are the same.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
I mean,
they're all fucking LA-based crooked cop dramas and shit.
I mean, End of Watch is not very different than Training Day.
Yeah, that is true. And the watch is pretty good too.
Oh,
yeah, it is. It actually is pretty
That's
good.
a good movie.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot. So then like to really kind of establish who Alonzo is, like they go to his car to drive around. He's driving a fucking like pumped up fucking Monte Carlo that looks awesome, by the way, with hydraulics. And he's like, all right. He's like, oh, this car isn't from the motor pool. Like, yeah, no, I don't. fuck being a real cop. Like, who cares? And what's the song they drive off to? Is it it's something off the Chronic?
Still
I think.
Dre.
Yeah, is it still Dre?
I think so.
So yeah, so they drive off, and he's just like, listen, you know, like he tells him about how many cases he has pending, and like how basically at this point Alonzo is just like bragging on how great of a fucking cop he thinks he is, at least. And he's like, look, you stay in my unit for 1 year, you know, you make detective. Of course, this is where you get the infamous ever memeable my nigga scene, which is great, which will go down in history as easily one of the key scenes in this movie. And so like they're like, all right, cool, like what are we gonna do? And so they drive off, and he's basically like showing him around and shit like that. He tells him like, look, you don't want to wear your wedding ring. I mean, for Alonzo, that has more to do with other things, but he's like, you don't want to wear your wedding ring. You know, you don't want these people to, you know you got like family at home because they'll use it against you and all this other shit, right? Then we get to the sort of first scene of them trying to like look. He's like basically like, look, this guy is selling drugs or whatever, selling weed. Like he's an informant of mine and everything else. So you start to get this idea of like his control over the city, right? Like and who he deals with. They pull over some teenagers, some white teenagers who buy drugs. They take their drugs. They embarrass the shit out of them, which I appreciated. Like, what the fuck are you doing around here? Which is how I feel anytime I see young white people buying drugs in black neighborhoods. It annoys me.
Did you see that often?
Yeah, you don't drive, like, you've never driven in the hood and seen white people buying drugs?
I live in Montgomery County.
All right, yeah. Okay. People from your neighborhood go to the hood to buy drugs.
White kids buying drugs? Have I ever seen that?
They used to buy from my neighbor at my old house. Yeah, absolutely.
I can't really say that I've seen that.
Oh yeah,
not
definitely.
Like
Go
college
over.
kids.
Yes, or older white people, like, which is equally as disturbing. And so there's a scene where Alonzo is like, oh, actually, I want to cut back for a second. They do a purposeful thing of showing the Monte Carlo from the back as they're driving up this hill before they get to this drug bust scene, with the license plate ORP 976. And I was like, that's kind of a weird shot. Like, why did they do that? So the reason is that's in reference to the guy, Officer Rafael Perez, who this character is based on.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you don't know, like, here's an interesting kind of story about Rafael Perez. One, they thought he was fucking blood, I think, and he was also a cop. Oops.
Apparently that was confirmed, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and he's implicated as being the guy or a part of the crew of guys who killed Biggie. So
I read that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a savory dude. Like, this guy had a lot of corruption. He tried to kill another cop. Like, if you look up pictures of this dude, like, yeah, like, this is pretty accurate. These niggas out were like dressed like regular ass people, going to parties, hanging out with other gang members and shit. Like, yeah, this dude like implicated like 70 people when he got arrested. It was like they all did shit. So yeah, he's basically the black version of John Barenthal's character in We Own the City.
I rewatched fucking The Wire over the last 3 weeks. The entire series.
Yeah.
It's a great series.
Yeah.
I understand why people say it's one of the greatest television shows of all time. It is.
It is.
It really
is. Yeah. So while they're driving, Alonzo is like, hey, if you're a narcotics officer, you have to learn to love narcotics. I'm like, that's not a thing.
In fact, a good narcotics officer must have narcotics in his blood.
It's like, I'm pretty sure those are not
I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Like, nigga, I think you're lying to me. And he's like, nah,
I can't imagine wanting a job so bad, yo.
Yeah.
nah, yo. Smoke these drugs. I'm good, actually. Like,
You first, nigga.
yeah,
Got it.
exactly. So he's like, nah, you like if you want this job, you gonna smoke that shit. And he's like, okay. Again, what? Like, what do you, Jake?
I mean, he didn't willingly do it. Like,
first.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. He
was-
pulled the gun on him.
Yeah. He wasn't like,
And weren't they sitting
Okay.
in traffic or something?
Yeah, he stopped in the middle of traffic. That's right. I forgot about that.
Like in the middle of the intersection. So until he did, so
Yeah, and look, this is what Mike was talking about, right? Like, this is the bullshit artist aspect, where Alonzo was like, yeah, if you were in front of a drug dealer, they would have found out that you were a fucking cop and it would have blew your fucking head off. Like, so you better do this shit, right? And so he does, and it turns out, guys, it wasn't just weed. It had fucking angel dust in it. Oops.
his
That's not
pupils
good.
was so dilated, like his eyes were almost black.
Yeah.
And I just like so high.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do angel dust. That's not really a thing for me. Thanks. It's fucked up. And then, you know, of course, Alonzo's like, yeah, I didn't know you like to get wet, nigga. Like what? What does that mean? Angel dust. He was like, oh, I don't feel so good. Yeah, no fucking thank you. But I want to stop for a second and talk about, like, the drug thing is a little extreme. I'm sure that has happened to some degree once in a while in with cops. But like this idea of this indoctrination of like, you do a crime, so now I got shit on you, like, type of shit, and you got shit on me, that keeps us mutually, you know, sort of like mutual assured destruction kind of thing for cops, and thus they become corrupted. I mean, I think the movie does a really good job of showing like how quickly and deep you can get into this corruption without ever really wanting to do it, right? Like, where Alonzo is like, no, I do illegal shit because I like money and drugs and whatever. But Jake is just sort of a victim of his own like circumstances of like wanting to be on the team. Which I think is the really fucked up thing about a lot of cops and that sort of thin blue line bullshit.
Yeah, you want to be liked.
Yeah, and also
Like, none of them are alphas because they want to be liked by their fucking peers. So
Yeah.
they'll do whatever it takes. That's why when another one punches someone in the face when they're arresting them for no fucking reason, they don't say shit. They just let it rock because I don't want to get in trouble when, no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to report that nigga, but then you're the outcast.
yeah, and
It's fucked up.
and
if
cops
you're in- and if
cops
you're
have
in,
killed
like,
other
real
cops too for
danger,
shit like that.
Yeah.
like, if you're in real danger, like, maybe your backup don't show up.
Yeah, that's
right?
exactly what happens. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, look, I don't
movie
know
was
how
that?
anybody can do
Where the
this shit,
backup
man.
doesn't show up. I can't remember what movie that was. That was a movie or a TV show.
Yeah, that there was something recent where that happened. It was I think it was a movie we did. It was like a dude in a warehouse, and they were like, "Where's the
What the
backup?"
fuck movie was that? I don't
What-
know.
Oh, you know what it was? Wasn't that Red, White, and Blue or whatever it was? That John Boyega.
Yeah,
thing.
it was the one where he played the he
played
he wanted to
a
become a cop. Yeah.
Yeah, and they left his ass high and dry. It's fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, but that's the thing. Like, do you really want to be out there with no backup? No. So you do all this corrupt shit. I mean, I think that it says a lot about what it is to be a cop. And obviously, this is a very extreme version, although this is kind
Is
of
it?
No,
sort
it's not.
of, it's kind of
It's
sort of
totally
based on real
good.
shit. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of based on some real shit. But like, I don't think all cops obviously are like this, but I do think this idea
That's
of
debatable.
like it's emblematic. Did you say disagree?
I mean, I mean,
Fair enough.
I don't know about if hashtag not all cops, because it feels like in order to be accepted that you would have to go through something like this. So I feel like even the good cops would still turn their eye to some things that would have happened in this movie.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, what happens with those two like crackheads? Like, I mean, fuck those two, but like at the same time, what they did was kind of fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
But I feel like that type of shit happens all the time because they don't have any power either, right? Like, who's gonna believe a crackhead who comes to make a report like on a cop? This is not gonna happen.
Right.
Like, but that's cool. You're on drugs. Get the fuck out of here. So, so then they go and see Alonzo's friend Roger, played by Scott Glenn, who's always good in everything. Like, he really is. And like, he's like, yeah, you get the impression that I guess Scott Glenn's character was a former cop and maybe trained Alonzo. Like, that's
mentor.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got from it. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm 1 year away from basically like leaving the country with like a bunch of money and never to be seen again. Which is not a thing you should tell people out loud. I feel like I wouldn't have said that. Not around a bunch of corrupt cops.
No, that's his homeboy though. It's his friend.
Nah, fuck that. Nope. All of you niggas are terrible.
And high as fuck.
I mean, Jay, I know your first name, so that makes us friends.
Nah, no, it don't.
Yes, it does.
No, I'm not telling you anything. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, he tells his story, and it's about a snail, and he's like, if you can figure this story out, you can figure out the streets. And then high as shit, Jake Hoyt is like, I figured out the streets. Smiles and cries, guys. Those are the only things you can control. And that's it. I was like, that is a profoundly stupid thing to say.
Like, nigga, you are high.
Denzel Washington was like, put the drink down. Like, relax. But this is really just a scene to establish that Roger and Alonzo are friends, right? And there is a line that he says to Alonzo, and it's basically like, hey man, like you're in deep shit with the Russians, and like that's kind of all that really needs to be established in that scene. We cut to a scene. They wake up in a car, back in the car, and they're driving. And Alonzo's like, "Yeah, why don't you just drink this beer?" I'm like, "This nigga has done PCP.
It'll level you out."
Yeah, I'm like,
get your balance. Like, okay, you already committed 6 crimes in the span of 30 minutes.
Right? Yeah, have a drink on. Like, I don't want to drink. Like, nah, drink that shit. Put that in you. So then they're driving, and high as shit, Jake happens to see a woman being attacked in an alley. He asks Alonzo to stop. He eventually gets him to stop, and he runs back to the alley, and 2 crackheads are trying to rape a 14-year-old girl. Great. Yuck. And Alonzo takes his time getting there. Meanwhile, Jake has to fight off these 2 dudes and beats the shit out of them. So that was cool. Like, I appreciated that. That's cool. And we find out this 14-year-old girl, who looks a lot like Ariana Grande to me. She also looks 25. But she's like, yeah, my family is a part of some gang or whatever. They're gonna fucking come over here and fucking kill you. It's like, yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. And so she runs off, and Alonzo's like, look, we're not gonna arrest these guys, but we're gonna let you go. You just get the fuck out of here. That's not how attempted rape works, but okay. Again,
so this obviously sets up something that happens later in the film, and just again going to you, as you all have pointed out, that the script is tight, right? Like, there are no wasted scenes in this movie. Like, there's nothing that could be cut out that would, and the movie would still make sense. Like, this scene that it establishes, it reinforces that Jake is a good guy, right? Like, and so it's not just here for the sake of the reveal at the end. Like, this scene reinforces that Jake is still a good guy. It once again establishes that Alonzo just ain't shit, right? Like,
it really ain't.
and it it's called back at the end of the movie. Like normally I don't really like Deus Ex Machinas or stuff like that because it feels very sitcom-y, right? Like you introduce something at the beginning of a sitcom and then at the beginning of a Seinfeld episode, and then at the end it's like, oh, but my car, or whatever, right?
Right.
But here it makes, I don't know, it works.
Yeah.
It works in this movie.
Yeah, it's the one thing that is like, wow, that's incredibly convenient. Like, but that's, but at a certain point, like, I don't know how else you do that, right? Like, there's no other way to do it.
And for me, the way that the tension and everything in that scene at the end is ratcheted up, like, fuck, like, how the fuck is he gonna get out of this? It's not like, for me, it's not, oh well, that was convenient, right? It was, holy shit, thank God. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
That was me. That was it. I was like, oh, good thing that girl threw the tree. Thank God.
Yeah, because he was about to paint the bottom of that bathtub with his fucking skull, which is a fucked up way to kill somebody. Put him in the bathtub. I'm like, nigga, come on, yo, just dig a ditch and throw me in it.
Nah, I'd rather they blow my head off. I'd be like, yo, just like put a bag over my head or some shit. Damn. Like, I don't want to see two barrels in my face before you pull the trigger. Like, just don't do that.
Yeah, like lay me face down then. Like, at least that. They're like, no, you're gonna see it coming. Lights out. Then
and also he fucks that one dude up. he says, you told me to suck my dick.
Yeah. He's like, oh, so I'm lying. So I'm lying.
Which one you want?
Which nut you want?
Look, this shit was hilarious. This was hilarious. The way he was just punking this crackhead, like it. I don't know, yo.
No, it's funny because he's literally rubbing his guns together like they're his hands and shit. He's just like he starts banging him. He's like, nah, what do you tell me? Like, the guns are quite literally an extension of his prick behavior. Like, it's just hilarious to me.
In that scene, look, I know Alonzo is a bad guy.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. This is just like that Western we did.
Keith Sanford, yes. Look, in that scene, I was like, I can see it.
I get it.
Ava Mendez, I understand. I get it. Yes. Kind of hot. Even though what he did was fucked up.
I mean, they were crackheads, so was it? That was trying to rape a 14-year-old. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
fact
I mean,
that
I feel-
the fact that they were rapists, like,
Yeah.
Right, like David Ayer was like, I need to really make these guys like really unlikable.
Whereas if it was Jay playing Alonzo, he would be like, well, I mean, let's bring them in and castrate the rapists. Nah, yo. No.
I mean, that would also be fine. That's fine.
No.
I mean, he took both of his guns and then made him into a bigger gun and hit the dude in the balls with it. I mean, one could make an argument that's what he did. That's fucked up.
I mean, yes, but also, again, pretty hot.
Yeah, like
you a brute. You a brute too. You a brute. Like, get out of here. You among friends. You among friends. It's fine. It's fine to like brutish behavior from dudes from time to time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's needed.
I mean, like, I'm not
right
that
now?
mad at him for beating the shit out of these crackheads. I'm just not. So yes, Yo, he just hit the dude with both guns, yo. God damn, that's fucked up. And he was like, let's get a beer. Like, immediately after that.
I'm thirsty.
God damn.
And then called him a bitch.
Maybe it's the goatee. It's definitely the goatee for me.
It's not his he has the same haircut as the dude from The Boys. He has this exact same haircut.
Who from The Boys?
That plays MM.
Alonzo. That's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same guy. So yeah, after they get done beating the shit out of those crackheads, we do get a scene where Jake is like, "Well, I don't know, man. We should probably not have done that." And then Alonzo's like, "Listen, don't listen to me, but what you did was the right thing, right?" And he's like, he's doing the bullshit artist thing, like Micah was talking about. He's able to.
Ass nigga.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. And so he's like, "Look, man, you can just stay on like the patrol if you don't want to do this. Like don't worry about it. Like it's not a big deal." He's like, "No, like, we should have taken him in. That's not justice." And he was like, "They're probably going to get their heads blown off by whatever fucking gang her cousins are in." He was like, "Isn't that justice?" He's like, "No, that's street justice." He's like, "But isn't that justice? Like, you're supposed to be a cop. Like, what the fuck? What conversation are we having?" Because Alonzo gives no fucks about anything.
The way that Denzel was delivering these gaslighty-ish lines, it was done so smoothly that even like there are parts like when I was like folding my clothes watching, I was like, maybe does he have a point? Like, is he really that bad?
Maybe Denzel's the hero of this movie. I'm going to check the end of Wikipedia to find out. Like, no. I think Ethan Hawke's character is the villain. That's what I think.
I mean, there could be an argument made for that. Sure.
I guess. Now that nigga had to die. So yeah, like, and it's really funny because they do have this like they kind of come to an impasse and they get like a little petty and he's like, Ethan Hawke's like, "Whatever, man." He's like, "Yeah, whatever."
Like, whatever the fuck ever.
I was like, "Are y'all gonna slap box? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?" And then he's like, "Look, man, they built jails because of me." And then he proceeds to give all these like statistics or whatever. And then he's like, "Yeah, take this crack." And he's like, "Yo, I'm not smoking crack. All right, I already did PCP. Like, relax." Which is a fucking hilarious line. He's like, "Nah, put it in the glove box. We'll use it like an ATM card or something." I was like, "Okay, I don't know how crack works." I don't like hearing Denzel Washington say "dog." By the way, it does not hit the ear right. Like I don't like it. It doesn't feel genuine to me.
Why?
I don't know. Like, because he says "dog" a lot. Like, which is a very LA thing. But nah, he doesn't say "dog."
I mean, it's not an LA thing. This is in 2001.
I know, but I don't like hearing Denzel Washington say it very specifically. It just sounds
strange.
But I like hearing Denzel Washington say "nigga" because that is like it flows very well from him. Like, yeah, because he says that shit often. Then we get a cameo of Snoop, which was great. And he puts on his classic like fucking angry grimace, which is awesome. They try to go buy crack from him, and Jake
said, "Let me get some crack."
Yeah, let me get some crack. About $20 worth. It's like
what?
Like, I've never bought crack.
Crack, please.
Yeah, right. I've never bought crack, but I'm pretty sure you don't say, "I'll take some crack, $20 worth." Like, nigga, come on. And then, of course, Snoop is like, "Yeah, I smell bacon in this motherfucker." And he immediately wheelchairs his ass the fuck out of there. And while he's wheeling away, he swallows a bunch of drugs.
Very impressed with the ADA requirements that are met in Los Angeles. Because Snoop was able to roll right up to a curb, spin his ass right around, zoom his ass down the street, roll into a store, roll into the back of the store. Like, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed as a person that works in like government and planning and shit like that. That's pretty impressive.
That's the most you got out of this movie. They're so compliant.
Such a progressive city. I agree, Mike.
That's my drug. That's my drug bust story. My drunk bust story.
After a year of watching this movie, that's the best you could come up with. So they obviously catch up to Snoop, and Alonzo does something that is really fucked up. They're like, "Where are the drugs?" He's like, "Nah, yo, I'm clean. I don't have any drugs. Whatever. I gave that shit up." And Alonzo's like, "That's cool. Let me get a pen, like a writing pen," and then he shoves it in his mouth, and makes him throw up, and he throws up the drugs. No, thank you. That's that's solid police work, but that's fucking disturbing. It's disturbing as shit. What do you guys think of Snoop's performance? Is he even acting at this point?
No, that nigga's the same nigga in every single movie he's ever been in. Right? He just reads the script and he just says it as Snoop.
Yeah,
I like to think because this came on 2001, which I think is also the same year Baby Boy came out. I just like to think that he went from set to set playing the same character.
That's correct. He just got a different wig, or they blew his hair out for Baby Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he did the Baby Boy shit, then got the cornrows and was like, "Put me in the chair. I got it." Like, I don't even need a script. Yeah, it's fucked up. Like, don't make somebody throw up via a pen, man. That's wrong. I do again, like, this level of corruption, and Jake is just like, I don't know. This seems fucked up, guys. It's kind of messed up, man. It's kind of messed up. Then he gets Snoop to snitch on somebody called the Sandman, and so he's like, all right, cool. That's who you're providing, who you're getting drugs from. We're gonna bust Sandman. Like, bet.
Do you all believe in the ends justify the means?
As far as this is concerned,
in general,
no. I'm gonna need a very specific scenario. I'm not saying yes to that. Get the fuck out of here. No.
Justify the means. Again, what are you talking about? Give me an example.
Yeah, this is entrapment. Yeah, he trying to
about to go out to the world. Like, I don't need to be no.
Look, like cops use this excuse all the time, right? Like they'll let something minor slide in order to get the big fish, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You doing that? You doing this? You
what, making a nigga throw up with a pen to get the Sandman?
Yeah, I feel like that's worth
it. Basically, that doesn't seem too bad, right?
Nah, I feel like that's reasonable. I feel that's reasonable.
Okay, so you
here we go. Here comes it.
You two are A-okay with assaulting the handy capable. Got it.
I mean, Snoop gonna be all right.
I mean, he called me a pig. Yeah,
I'll have to take that shit.
I don't like that.
Oh, it's fucked up. Nah, Snoop was in the wrong. That's his fault. Don't sell drugs.
And he deals crack.
Yeah, to the black community. Apparently, you're cool with that, Micah. You're apparently totally fine with crack dealing, hurting the black community. There are crack babies out there, Micah. Crack babies.
I live in Montgomery County.
I love how that's your answer for everything in this movie.
Yeah, you moved to Montgomery County, nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
To get away from y'all niggas.
Prior to that, you lived in Baltimore.
County.
Yeah. The Jewish
safe.
Part of Baltimore County.
Yeah,
the Jewish part of Baltimore County.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? You got it. You're right.
Look. I am very aware of who and what I am. I am not built. I'm not built for South Baltimore. I'm not built for West Baltimore. My mother's from East Baltimore, and I'm barely built for that. So yeah, no, I know exactly who I am.
I goes like, how far can I get away from the ills of society? So they do in their hunt for Sandman, they get a fake ass warrant, and they do a bust, and they treat Maci Gray like shit during the bust. It ain't right.
All right, now look, on one of these preview episodes,
don't do that.
Episodes, I said that I am not a fan of Brandy's singing. I said I didn't think she could sing, and Terrence corrected me. He's right. Terrence, you're right. Brandy can sing. She just has an interesting voice. Maci Gray has an interesting voice, and I don't believe she can sing either. Now, and I'm not conceding on that.
Here's the thing.
Her talking voice and her singing voice are the same.
It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same voice.
It's the same.
It's off-putting. I don't say that.
You know what it is? You know what it is?
It's not for me.
It's not for everybody, but I don't hate Maci Gray's music. I don't. Like, I like a little bit of it. I'll admit, I like a little bit of it. Like, it's a little bit weird.
Name a song you like.
I know the song that Micah just sang. That's it.
Yeah, like I like that song. There's another song she has. I can't remember the name of it. Like it plays in a playlist I have. But no, I don't hate Maci Gray's music. I'm not listening to a Maci Gray album. Like,
I'll throw my fucking
I'm not doing that.
Stereo out the window.
Nah.
I ain't know that. No.
Right, like I feel like Maci Gray tried to do some, like, she's not as talented as this person I'm going to name, but she thought like she could kind of slide in and be like a weird modern replacement. I think she tried to be a modern replacement for like Tracy Ullman, and I was like
Chapman
or
Tracy
Chapman.
Jesus,
Tracy Ullman. Wow.
Tracy Ullman.
Sorry.
Comedian?
Yeah. Not Tracy Ullman, the comedian. No, excuse me, Tracy Chapman. Like The Simpsons. Yeah, like I feel like she tried to be a replacement for Tracy Chapman, which like
Tracy Chapman can sing.
Yeah,
like she doesn't have like a power. She doesn't like a powerful voice, but she can sing.
Yeah, she can sing. Who I think she's an amazing artist.
Didn't Maci Gray do like the national anthem like 2 years ago or something like that?
I don't need to hear that, but then I kind of do.
I think that's when we all started. I think that's when we all started sitting for the anthem. Is that right?
See, that ain't right. She won't hear this, and she gonna have to fuck you up. But like she's popped up.
I never knew what the fuck she was saying in this section, in this scene in the movie. When she answers the door, I never knew what the fuck she was saying.
I like
if you go back to the scene, she's saying something. I have no clue what the fuck. Even in the
captions, the captions are like
the one that
inaudible.
I had on, like it's just like it just says Kevin ain't here.
No,
but she says something at he's at the something ranch. I don't know what the fuck she's saying.
Oh yeah. It on the one that I have, like it does say what it is. I can't remember. It's like the Hotel Ranch or some shit like that. I don't know. So she doesn't like the fact that they basically came in there, looked up, like tossed the bedroom, found a bunch of money. Alonzo stole it. And because of course he did. And then when she's like, I need to see that damn warrant. I need to see that warrant. They were like, all right, here's the warrant. It was like Ho Chi Minh's fucking Chinese takeout or whatever.
That was so funny.
That's fucked up. They stole that poor drug dealer's girl's money. Sad. And so she went outside. She started screaming like, that nigga stole from me. Blast him. And a bunch of shirtless niggas from the hood just started shooting. I assume they're Crips, right? Are they wearing blue or black? I can't fucking tell. Either way, Alonzo stays very cool as he just opens fire on all of these dudes. One guy, and none of these niggas can shoot.
Yeah, they're Crips. Yeah, they all got blue on.
Yeah. So they put a couple holes in his back window, which is fucked up because that car was really nice. And him and Jake, they drive off. Look, if you're going to commit gang crimes, I'm going to need everybody to wear a belt. Like, you can do a lot better if you have a belt on. Just saying.
How can you chase somebody with your pants off your ass, man?
I don't understand that. I've never understood that. It's bizarre to me.
I used to work at a hospital like back in 1999 that was in the fucking hood. And like you had to really drive through the hood to like go back and forth to lunch and shit like that. And I remember being at a red light with my boss, in a car and seeing a dude run by us, like, and he got caught by a cop chasing him because his pants fell all the way down. I was like, nigga, a belt would have saved the day. His pants just fell right the fuck down, tripped him up. I was like, see?
Oh my God.
All that style.
And those pants are probably like 7 sizes too big anyway.
Yeah, of course. See?
It's not like the fucking skinny jeans that people wear, and they still hanging off your ass, which is
no. They're not hanging off your ass. You put them off your ass, which is weird. I don't know why you want other adults to see your underwear. I just never understood that. It's a fucking odd style. It's still going on. It's very strange. So after they narrowly survive the run-in with the Crips, he's like, look, I'm gonna call the rest of my crew, and we're gonna go after this. We'll go after this Sandman guy. But before they do that, they go to the Bloods neighborhood, where you got Terry Crews clapping for pigeons, which is just. I mean,
like, that seems incredibly apropos.
It does. Like
when I saw this scene, I was like, yeah. That
That's
tracks.
some Terry Crews ass shit. That's some Terry Crews ass shit.
Yeah, it's on brand.
That's
look, Terry Crews playing like any like level of a gangster is weird to me because he seems like the softest dude I've ever. Yeah,
in 2000. Well, he didn't say a single word in this movie, so
no,
we didn't really. This was his first movie.
Oh, is that right?
What was that? This was his first movie, but he was in.
You remember? Was it T Money?
I know.
yeah. What was it? WMAC or something like
that? Oh no!
Yeah, man.
That's not
like T Money or G Money.
The late 90s. Like he was playing some nigga. Yeah.
I don't need that.
It was like Mortal Kombat meets. It was like Mortal Kombat meets professional wrestling, yo. Like the shit was fucking wild.
Yeah, Bruce Lee's daughter was the host.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
That's something to not tell
people. That is not something you want to. Yeah, you don't trade that name off of WMAC Masters. Like, what the
fuck? Like, nah, it's good. Like, this is not good. This is not good. So they
from Mortal Kombat was actually Ho Sung Pak and Chris Casamassa was in this shit too.
I thought it was connected. I thought it was connected to Mortal Kombat.
It was. What was that? Who did he play? Was he Sub-Zero?
No, Sub-Zero wasn't.
Yeah.
No, he was. Wasn't he Scorpion? I thought he was Scorpion.
One of them. Or was he both? I don't know. Scorpion. He was both Scorpion. Yeah.
So they head over to the Bloods neighborhood again. Terry Crews clapping it up for pigeons, to let the pigeon. They're throwing pigeons to let everybody know that Alonzo is there. Fucking whatever.
Omar.
Yeah, Alonzo's coming. And he's like, "Look, I'm just going to see my girl." And then the door opens, and it's what's her face? Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes.
Yeah, man, I get it. We all get it. And I'm often reminded that she was Will Ferrell's wife in that one movie he did where Mark Wahlberg is like, "Who is this?" He's like, "That's my wife." He's like, "No, seriously, who is this?" Like, what the fuck? Like, he wouldn't believe him the whole time. And Will Ferrell treated her like shit.
The other guys, I think.
Yeah, the other guys. That movie is ridiculous, but it is funny. So yeah, he sits there and he meets who we find out is Alonzo's son. And they're just like
one of them.
Yeah, one of many. One of five.
Yeah.
And she makes him some El Salvadorian food. He stares at her cleavage, as you do. And then I suppose she goes into the back room to get her back blown out. While a strange white man watches your child. Okay. All right.
He's a cop. He's fine, right?
I wouldn't trust any cop that nigga brings around. Get the fuck out of here. Time goes on. And like as they're leaving, the only thing that Alonzo says to his son is like, you're growing. Yeah, you're growing. It's like who are you, my dad? Like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of shitty interaction is this? Like, nigga, that's the only thing you have to say to your son?
Well, ask him how he's doing first, at least.
Congrats. The most basic of salutations to your own son. And then he, like, He didn't even give him a kiss on the forehead. He kissed his hand and then smacked it against his son. He's like, get away from me.
Yeah, that's gay. That's gay. Kissing your son, men kissing their sons is gay. Yeah. That's why.
Well, according to the manosphere, it is. Well, according to the manosphere, by the way, three of us, the three of us are betas. BETA apostrophe S betas. Which is always good.
Yeah. They gave us possession of the beta.
We control it. They didn't say anything negative about UTR. So, you're
they must didn't. Yeah, they don't know her. They don't know her like that.
No, well, they don't acknowledge. I mean, the manosphere.
Oh,
yeah. Don't acknowledge me. It's fine. It's fine. Don't, just leave me out of it. It's fine.
Sad.
Worship them.
I need full control.
Roman Reigns. Is Roman Reigns a fucking manosphere character at this point?
I mean, he might as well be. He might as well be. He might as well. His cousins claim the fame. They got famous by being two niggas. So he might as well just be the big nigga. That's part of his cousins.
The Usos.
Yeah, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso, and they used to be Samoans. They used to be Samoans, and they painted their face cousin? And they came out. Yeah, but like some way blood brothers. Like they're not like related by blood. They're related by like a neighborhood brotherly pact.
Them niggas from the same neighborhood. Okay, that's all it is.
Yeah,
same island.
Anyway,
so one of the things we didn't talk about that I do want to go back real fast. Jake and Alonzo have an interesting conversation about like Alonzo gives this like bullshit logic of like you got to protect the sheep, and the only way to protect the sheep is if you're a wolf, and we're cops of the wolves.
I referenced that line in the preview episode. Y'all didn't even catch it.
Oh no, totally didn't catch it. I mean, it's been forever since.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that long since you had seen the movie.
But like like that whole sheep and sheepdog and wolf thing, that's a thing that's really taught to cops, right? Like that whole idea of you have to be like extra violent, the ends justify the means, that sort of thing. Like all of that is taught to cops for them to feel like everyone else besides them are helpless. And so, we are so lucky to have them here, shooting people, as they see fit to protect us, many sheep. So there you go. So everybody who calls people sheep. Yeah. Well, if you're not a cop, you are sheep, according to them. Which is weird.
Guns.
Yeah, they're the ones. They're the ones who are willing to do the job of murdering innocent people.
Would you if you were robbed at your house, would you call the cops?
Yes.
You would?
Yeah, I got shit.
Why? What are you going to get back from the cops?
That's true.
They're not going to find shit. Like if you write a report for getting your house stolen and you're not rich, they ain't going to find you shit. You just
I'm going to call the cops.
Fool. Huh? You're gonna call the cops? Oh, fuck you, nigga. It took me a second to get. Yeah, like if your house gets broken into and they steal shit.
That's
them because you get your house broken into, but like you're not getting your shit back from them. They're not gonna look for your shit.
Here's the thing.
I'm not expecting to get anything back, but I am gonna call them because it's their fucking job.
Go arrest somebody.
But they don't do that.
No, but it's not gonna be a carefree night. It's not gonna be a carefree night. You're gonna have to answer.
You're gonna inconvenience.
At the very least,
somebody's gonna
inconvenience. At the very least, so I've been inconvenienced. Somebody else has to be inconvenienced at the very least.
No, that's fair. I work.
That makes sense.
I work with a guy who got his house broken into like twice by seemingly the same guy. They eventually found the guy because this dummy. Yeah, this dummy took his credit card and used it at a Target like 10 minutes away. And, Target's got the fucking camera and it was like, there's his face. And the guy left his cell phone in his house. Like in the rush to get out, he dropped his phone. I'm like, you dumb motherfucker.
Why did you have the cell phone in your house? You know what?
Yeah, leave that in the car, the getaway car. You don't bring it in. But yeah, he eventually they caught the guy because his dumbass face was like right there. This nigga lived like 5 minutes from the target he used the card at. You idiot. Criminals are not very smart. And no, he ended up going to court. And he had to give a statement. He's like, look, man, could you just stop robbing my fucking house? He was like, I actually felt bad because it's like, here the guy who got robbed is black. The guy doing the robbing is black. He's like, I don't want to see a young brother go to jail. But he's like, at the same time, nigga, stop robbing me. Yo. What the fuck? Stop breaking into my house.
I don't care what fucking color you don't steal from me.
I mean, look, when I was doing, I talked about when I was doing jury duty, it doesn't feel good to have to put somebody away, another black person to put them away for, decades. But at the same time, nigga, you shot somebody. You killed somebody. What the fuck am I supposed to do? But you still don't feel good about it. It's a fucked up responsibility that you have to be a part of that process. But you shoot somebody, all right, nigga, you gotta go to jail. You rob somebody, yeah, if you get caught, you should probably go to jail. You calling the cops there, Terrence, since you're proposing this no-win scenario?
It depends on what they steal.
If they stole a gun, that's a thing you should call it.
Yeah, I'm definitely got because then they'll be able to trace that. But I don't know. I think it's file fucking serial numbers off of guns and shit like that. So I don't know. I don't like cops, guys.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Guts. I don't even want them near my house. To be perfectly honest. But if you get, I don't know. It feels like pointless to call them niggas.
Do you think? Well, that. So let's propose it to Tiara, and then let's propose it to Tiara, and then I want to propose another question. Tiara, are you calling the police if they rob your fancy LA apartment? Get all your money.
Yes. Even if I'm not gonna get my stuff back, I mean, I have renter's insurance. I need to make sure that they knew I filed a claim or filed a police report. Yes.
Right. That'll be the only reason why you would do it, because they're not gonna find your shit. You just hope that renter's insurance gets your shit back, but they're not gonna do anything unless you get beat up or assaulted.
Yeah.
Then maybe.
What if they
steal? It's just a robbery.
Yeah. What if they steal that? If they steal that painting behind you, Tiara, of that African American woman, they just stole it.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I got that shit. I got it from Ross. It's fine.
Oh,
That's
super petty. That's all you took. What the fuck?
That's the only thing.
I mean, they could probably take the Lou Crusade I own and just take that and sell it. I mean, that would be the
ain't nobody stealing your La Crusade fucking pans and be like, oh shit,
it's probably the most expensive thing I own. Maybe.
She's looking around.
In my apartment, they could take. I mean, whatever.
A bunch of TJ Maxx art. Sad.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It does. I like that painting. Yeah. So here's a question I'll propose to everybody. What do cops do that is worthwhile? The fact that everybody's guys, we're not supposed to have dead air. Nobody.
I guess
episodes of fucking The Wire. If they to solve murders, but
the murders already happened. I mean, I guess it's good that people go to jail who do murders, obviously. I guess that is a good thing. But do they do anything sort of preventative?
Are they proactive? Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think cops are proactive.
They're not proactive. Yeah. The system is not set up for them to be proactive. And quite frankly, when the system is set up for them to be proactive, it's called stop and frisk. Right. It's called harassment. I don't want that. So yeah, the system is designed for them to be reactive. Look, the best thing that I can say that they do on a regular basis is that, believe it or not, they can be a deterrent for certain types of criminals.
Sure.
But it's
time if they're there. Right. If they're visible. Like if as soon as they turn that corner,
right. Like if they standing outside of a club or some shit, right? Like if you see them, then you're probably, you know what it's like being followed, right, by a cop. You kind of slow down a bit, right? Like they are a deterrent if they're there. As far as everything else, I mean, it's all reactive, right? They ain't putting out fires. I mean, like firefighters don't prevent fires from happening.
Right.
They put them out.
Right. That's 100% reactive job. Tiara, you look like you're going to say something positive about police.
No. I don't know. I don't. I'm trying to think. Do they do anything worthwhile?
God damn!
Like, I mean, I've literally been considering your question seriously. I'm like, I guess they give the illusion of safety, but that really kind of depends on where you are. Like, for me, I never feel safer, and I live like 2 blocks away from a police station, if that, and I see them all the time. I don't necessarily feel safer, especially since like shit still goes down every now and then.
I mean, where the police department is in Baltimore City is like one of the roughest fucking areas. Like,
it's just
right there.
I mean, I don't know. I agree with what Micah said. Like, they can be a deterrent, but I feel like it's a deterrent for people who are probably less likely to really break the law anyway. Like, I had a cop behind me earlier today when I was driving, and they were behind me for a little bit. I'm like, what's happening? I mean, I did, I did stop at a yellow light because I'm like, I don't know if they're going to try to, get me if I try to beat the yellow and just cross right when it turns red. So stuff like that. So they just give me anxiety. So no, I can't really state to do anything worthwhile. And also, like, I think after the Uvalde shooting, especially, and seeing how afraid they were and how they just were so blasé while little kids were getting shot up, it's really hard for me to say anything positive about police officers.
That's fair.
It really is.
This is where I wanted to go with this episode, because I think there is, like, you're listening to 4 black people not being able to give you like cops are really good, like not from our perspective, right? And look, everybody has a different perspective, right? If you're a white person, maybe you have a different perspective. I don't know. But I do think it is incredibly telling that besides the illusion of safety, as you said, Tiara, or being a deterrent, as Micah said, not much. I don't necessarily feel safer in my neighborhood knowing that, like, cops are somewhere in the world, right? Like, that doesn't make me feel safer in my neighborhood. Not that my neighborhood is unsafe, but I think it's like I feel safe in my neighborhood because of generally where I live. Like, it's not because, like, well, police are diligent in stopping crimes, and like, no. But even like that idea of them being a proactive police force would require such a change in how they see citizens that I don't think it's possible. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're talking about, Micah said, mentioned the stop and frisk thing. In order for stop and frisk to be reasonable, it would, have to be not nearly as many people being disturbed. Also, it would have to be like, please stop singling out people of color. And that's the problem, right? Like, it's not like, hey man, like, you look like you might be high right now. Do you have drugs? It's like, oh, you're white. Just keep going. Like, it doesn't matter. So in order for that type of like proactive policy, it's not, I don't think it's possible, because quite literally our skin tone to them equals crime, equals potential crime. And I don't know that you can sort of breed that out of police, because for every Alonzo, there's a Roger who taught him. Right. And,
Right.
And then there's the idea of black cops and minority. I will only speak on black cops because we're black, but black cops and how they treat other black people. And you see that in this movie. Like, in a way, he's worse to some of the black people than he is anybody else. And it's like, dude, what are you trying to prove? Trying to prove that he's more cop than nigga, basically. And
Right.
like, I have 100% experienced that. Like, the worst experiences I've ever had with a cop was with a white cop. The second worst, and it was pretty fucking close, was a black cop. So, everybody knows the scene from fucking Boys in the Hood. Like, that black cop was a piece of shit, right? Like, that character is over the top, but that character represents a very real thing on the police force, which is black cops who hate black people. So it's very strange. It's very strange. So.
And it probably also doesn't help that we're all from Baltimore, and we are a pretty violent.
No, that does not help at all.
Very violent city, but the cops are, unfortunately.
Well, Micah,
somebody got shot like 3 or 4 miles from my house. I live in Owings Mills. Like, what the fuck?
Look at all them squeegee kids, yo. Like nobody is getting those squeegee kids off the streets. No one is. They don't. I don't know, man. Like the entire system is broken, right? And that sounds cliche, but like I don't know how else to say it. The entire system is broken. But I don't know how to fix it. It's certainly not. We don't need any cops, right?
No, that's insane. Like that's an insane.
I can't imagine living in a world where, like, if your shit gets robbed, what are the cops going to do? Well, it's going to make me feel better if I got robbed. Would you want me to call you? Like,
Terrence, come on over.
I'll be like,
Micah, apparently you have not been following on Twitter that we're going to have a community-based force to
you're gonna have a
help
bunch
you
of fucking
should you be a victim of crime, any crime, especially violent crime. So we're gonna
who are these people,
everything.
Like, are these black people? Are these black people or white people saying this? Or anime emojis?
This is not New York circa 2002. This is not the Green Goblin and holding a bus full of kids and a woman and dropping them both, right? This isn't, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Nah, yo, like that shit only happens in movies. That's why I like it, because it happens in movies, and that's how I wish the world was, but it's not. If somebody gets nah, yo, like I just don't have faith in people. I don't have faith in people.
If you have a community
outside of your own community, right?
That's what's going to happen.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. Because like the idea of living in a major city or in a rural area, but I mean, we're all, for the most part, grew up in cities, except for Michael, who ran away immediately. I'm out.
Wow, Micah. Micah just like, I left you niggas behind.
Wow. I didn't travel 3,000 miles away to get away from Baltimore.
First of all, I went from one city with violent crime to another city with violent crime.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't lie. You went from one city with violent crime to a city with no violent crime, and then you were like, I miss it. And then you went to a new city with violent crime.
I miss the sound of silence.
Kind of true.
Like, I can't sleep without hearing gunshots and ambulances in the background.
There's probably helicopter flying around right now.
Of course there is.
I need to at least hear some dirt bikes riding down the
street. You know what, Micah? That's the one thing the city is missing. Niggas on dirt bikes. I miss them so much. Just a real quick thing. When I was back in town and I had my friend with me from work, and she's like this tall, and she was like, I'm gonna go walk around. I was like, wait. Let me just walk with
where
you.
Where are you going?
And then she saw the folks on the dirt bikes, and she was like, oh my God, how cool. And I was like, Yeah. How cool
All right.
indeed.
Yeah, until one of them niggas
But
hit your
also,
car
like-
and 20 niggas beat you half to death. Yeah, not cool.
Her excuse was that she's from Mexico City, so she's like, "This is all fine." I'm like,
Mm.
okay.
I mean,
that makes sense.
Right?
I mean, Mexico City ain't no fucking
They're like, the
cakewalk.
fuck? They got cartel members and shit around there.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stay in
So-
Baltimore. Thank you very much.
I mean, but still, I didn't want her like wandering downtown Baltimore at night. I'm like, let's just
No.
go together.
Yeah, no,
Let's just
that's
watch
not a good idea at all. But like, look, it's just that notion though that some people would like. People are so extreme, especially online, of like we need to double and triple the amount of police. That's not the answer. We need no police. Also not the answer. We need better police. That is the answer,
Yeah.
right? And people who
How do
actually
you get better police?
get people who are educated. That will help. It won't fix everything, but it would help. It would help.
Yeah.
Higher
Detectives
barrier of entry.
Yeah. a
detectives
higher
aren't the ones detectives aren't the ones shooting people in the back. You know what
Right,
I mean?
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
the beat cops.
They've
You
graduated
know what I'm
from
saying?
that.
Yeah, because you only need not to shit on anybody, but you only need a high school diploma. That's all you need. Y'all want Lauren Boebert to be a fucking cop? I don't. She
God.
barely passed the GED after like the 7th try. She could be a cop. That's crazy.
Wait, what? What are you saying?
She barely
has a
passed
GED
it.
She has a GED.
Yeah, and like she didn't pass it like on the first couple of tries.
Like
Come
I
on,
understand.
yo.
I
Wait, what?
understand.
I'm sorry.
I understand the
Okay.
I understand the notion of like the American people, like any of us could represent America.
No.
But again, much like police, I'm gonna need you to have some form of higher education.
You should.
Yes.
You should have to.
I don't want dummies representing.
You should.
Dummies
you're-
shouldn't
you're-
want dummies representing them.
No, but
Right?
they're too dumb to know that. That's the problem. These niggas are so stupid they don't know they're stupid.
I would like the people who are going to be handling things that can kill other people quickly to be smart.
Ugh, fucking Lauren Boebert's family's names. Her husband's name is Jason Boebert, Jayson. Shut up. And Caden Boebert, Kaydon. Again, shut up. Stop spelling your names fucked up. Well, don't talk about black people spelling their names in unique ways. And Caden, Braden, Jason, and Layden are all have fucking 3 Y's in them.
Incidentally, her
God.
husband is also a pedophile, but
I was about to say, isn't her husband a pedophile?
yep, he is. Yeah, he showed
penis
his
to them in, like, a
his
bowling
dick.
alley or
He
something
showed
like
his dick to a bunch of underage girls at a bowling alley. And one of those girls, he ended up
What's
marrying, named Lauren Boebert.
All right. Okay.
It's a wild
Okay.
story.
It's a wild
How
story,
did
but it's
you
true.
meet?
It's true.
Well, funny story.
How'd you meet?
Like, what the fuck? Ew.
Well, I was on lane 26, and then, well, here came fucking Jason with a Y to come talk to me. Yeah, so
Rifle high school did not
Yeah.
graduate. Jesus Christ.
yeah, no, she didn't pass it. She didn't pass it
Wow.
on the first time.
That
She's
is
dumb.
Special.
She's a dummy. So Alonzo, back to the film. Alonzo's corrupt ass goes to see who he refers to as the 3 wise men. Three cop or cop
Grizzled
adjacent
veterans.
guys. Look, all of these guys. Look, at the top of all corruption is always cigar smoking white men. Everybody knows this. And so this movie does well. And they're like, yeah, look, you need to make sure you get your shit straight with the Russians. Like, don't fuck around. And they basically instruct him on how to get his money, and we'll find out what that is in just a second. Just a side note: as they're walking out of this restaurant, there's a black dude shining shoes. This nigga's got a Sherlock Holmes hat on with like the 2 brims and shit. Like, it's weird. I don't know why. I just happened upon that, but that's just a little odd. and I have
Yeah,
to
he
imagine
does.
it's
What
hot.
the fuck?
It's hot in L.A., so I guess he just wanted to keep the back of his neck cool. Like,
I had a
It's just-
problem seeing that when they walked past him when they were walking into the diner or wherever they were eating.
oh,
Like,
just
why
see
was
him.
nigga shining shoes? It's 2001. What is going on?
I don't like seeing
Nah,
black.
people do
I don't
that.
like seeing old black men shine
They
shoes.
still do that?
They do,
Yeah,
like
people
courthouses
do it in
and shit.
airports. Yeah, airports and shit like that.
No.
Yeah.
They still get people
I
sign
don't
shoes.
like that.
No,
I ain't
I don't
doing
like
it.
that. I don't want
if it's an
anyone
old
doing
white man doing it, I'll get my shoe. I'll get some Nike shine. I'm like, just do anything, whatever. I just want it. I want it. Go ahead. I'm not letting an old black man shine my shoes. Like
It's like
I don't
rejuvenate my leather, nigga.
that.
Like, on my fucking
Figure it out.
That's what you do, right? On Jordans, and how they? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
can't
that
afford those.
Why is there a shoe shine guy like
Well,
like
Sherlock
this place
Holmes
might
hat.
be nice, like not even like a Sherlock Holmes hat, right? Like, I mean, he's wearing a Sherlock Holmes hat, but like he's in like an alley. Like, like this
Right on
ain't,
the side of the. I don't like
yeah, yo, this ain't like the run up to like some country club. Like, nigga, it's a run up to a Bennigan's.
it. I mean, they got a
What the
valet,
fuck?
so apparently it's a pretty expensive restaurant.
I think
I
that.
guess it's
Got a
maybe.
wood picket fence out on the outside lining it, yo. Like, I mean,
Look, sometimes you want it. Sometimes you want your shit looking right before you go into a Bennigan's. Like, what the fuck you hating on? Get out of here.
I guess. God damn.
So then we see Alonzo's crew meet up with him on a rooftop.
Well,
This is
before we continue, he goes to the three wise men to kind of figure out to get some information or to get something from them so he can do this heist or whatever they're gonna call it. The
Right.
seizure.
He needed an official arrest warrant. He needed a real arrest warrant, not a fucking, Chinese takeout.
Chinese menu. Yeah.
so he had to pay $40,000 for that because that's the money he took from Maci Gray.
Crazy.
Jesus.
And that's what he tells Jake. It's like nothing's free, not even this search warrant. And so then he pays $40,000 to go and get the okay and the warrant to go see his buddy Roger. That's who we find out he is going to rob, who played by Scott Glenn from earlier. Then we see Alonzo's team. This is an interesting bunch. The fuck is going on?
One nigga looks dressed like a gigolo. The other one,
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre is in a Carhartt jacket because it's 2000.
Of course. So fucking weird, man. What a weird style that was.
Bizarre group of niggas, man.
Yeah, that one dude looks like he just got off a plane from Miami or some shit. He's like a Pitbull's backup singer or some shit. And yeah, so they're all like, yeah, okay, we're all like very corrupt cops that work for Alonzo. And so he's like, look, this is the deal. We're ready to, fucking rob this place. They all go guns blazing in, and then Jake realizes that they're at Roger's house, and he's like, "Oh shit, I was high as fuck here earlier. That's crazy." And they proceed to cut a giant hole in this floor and take out like $4 million or some shit like that, or $3 million. And then Alonzo wants Jake to kill Roger. Jake was like, "Ha, that's crazy. You
Yeah,
joking.
stop playing.
I don't want to do that."
You got jokes.
And then Alonzo's like, "Yeah, bet." Boom. And then fucking shoots him. And he's like, "Yeah, you did it." That's fucked up.
He's like, "Excuse me, I ain't signed up for this." They go, "You mean? Yeah, you did when you smoked that PCP earlier." So
Yep. You were all in. That's fucked up. Again, this is a solid reason not to believe cops. Then Alonzo has to shoot one of his guys, and he makes a mistake and like he hits him once in the chest with his vest, and then another one goes through the vest and actually shoots him and actually hits him. So they have to call an ambulance.
That's Zed from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, Zed's dead. Good.
Is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is him. Whose chopper is this? Zed's chopper, baby. Who's
It's a
that?
chopper, baby.
Who's Chopper?
Whose chopper? Whose chopper is this?
Like, all right.
Oh, that's such a great movie. So, they call an ambulance or whatever. They get their boy out of there. I thought he was gonna die, which would have been kind of hilarious, actually. Like that would have been funny.
Well, he puts the shotgun on Hoyt, and he hits him with like a takedown. After he's like, he does his line, copper survived by his wife and kid, and then he just grabs the gun and is like, you're not going to point a gun at me no more, nigga. Like, stop that.
Yeah, I'll kill you right here. Which is fucked up. So, then, as the evening goes on, things start to get worse and worse for everybody. And at this point, Micah's a black box. They, as he does. You did it again. Screwed me again, Costanza. They decide that they're going to go over to a Mexican neighborhood? I don't know. A Latinx neighborhood.
a Latinx neighborhood.
A Latinx neighborhood. And shout out to Leonardo. This is where he grew up. And
Was he even born when this came out?
no, dude. There's
Was it like
No.
one?
nah. He was or
Leonardo
like
is 20
maybe his dad took him to see
Oh,
him when
you know
he was
what?
4 years
Actually,
old.
we're not that far apart in age, so he was probably like 4 or 5 when this came out.
Jesus Christ, that's insane. So they go there, and Alonzo's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back." And Jake sits down and plays cards with these other Latin dudes. That one dude, like
Clifton Curtis is the New Zealand nigga.
yeah, that nigga's not Latin. You know?
He's not Latin, but he can play any ethnicity. It's
Yeah,
fine.
he really can. And isn't that Tuco from Breaking Bad?
Are y'all talking about
Which
the
one?
real MVP of this movie?
You ever get your shit
Which
pushed
one?
in?
Raymond
Noel
Noel
Guglielmi.
Guglielmi.
Yeah, but that's him, isn't it? Isn't that the dude? Didn't he play Tuco in Breaking Bad? Isn't that him?
That nigga played every Latin gangster ever. So
Yeah.
yes.
And then it's the other dude. I forget his name. If you go to his Wikipedia, every character he's played is named Hector. All of them.
That's Noel.
Guglielmi.
That's
Oh,
Noel
that's-
Guglielmi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But all of his characters are named Hector. Like it's like 95% of the characters. It's actually hilarious.
That's offensive.
Yeah, it is offensive. Except that guy's
I mean,
like,
it's on his Wikipedia, you know. Like Guglielmi has received some notoriety for having played characters named Hector in several movies and TV shows. That's literally on his Wikipedia. That's how
just funny.
often it happens.
yo,
that
it's
is
like when you
hilarious.
go to his Wikipedia, it's hilarious. It's like Hector, like all of them. But that guy's great. He's awesome. I believe he was in a Fast and the Furious movie, and like if he wasn't, that feels
He
offensive.
was.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say he definitely was like the guy who's like, let's steal the DVD players. Like he was 100% that guy. So for some reason, Jake thinks it's a good idea to take his gun out and show it to these guys. Like, no, not gonna do that. And they eventually Hector's like, oh, I assume his name is Hector, and he's like, it's like, oh, let me see your gun, and he like points it at him.
Like,
Luckily, Hector had taken the
absolutely
or Jake took the mag out, but they took the mag from him, and then they're like, nah, yo, Alonzo played you, and Alonzo left his ass, and they're like, oh, where you going? We gonna murder you, nigga. Which is fucked up, because like he didn't do anything. They were just like, we're just gonna kill a cop for no reason.
Right. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And he calls them when he's in the car before he shows up. He's like, make sure that bathtub is clean.
That's fucked up.
Like, why? Yeah? Because he didn't take the money. Would you think he would have done it had he taken the money, or he was going to take him out of?
Nah, I feel like they were going to kill him
took
anyway.
If he'd have took the, I know. I feel like if he'd have took the money, like if if Jake was kind of with all this shit, he'd have let Jake go. Like this is part of the or he'd have had him come with him, right? Like this is part of the gaslighting, the good cop part, right? Where he's like, nah, yo, you're a leader. Like those other guys, like they're just soldiers, right? But you're a leader. Like I can groom you to be the next me. You just gotta want it, right?
No thanks.
And right. And
that's when Jake was like, I don't like this.
Right. It's just like, all right, well, I offered this dude to be a crooked cop and he turned me down. So I can't trust his ass anymore.
No.
So yeah, I gotta call fucking Tuco and Hector and fucking Mr. Kiwi over here and have him take his ass out.
I mean, it is really funny because that's exactly what happened on We Own the City. They were like, yeah, like you don't want to take this money, do you? The guy was like, no, I don't want to. Like that would be terrible. And they're like, yeah, us either. Yeah, get this nigga out of our unit, like immediately.
Yeah,
get out of here. It's like, nope, fuck that. Trying to get this money, and so yeah, they grab Jake up. And they throw him headfirst into a bathtub and put a double-barrel shotgun right in his face, because they were going to murder him. And at least they had the water on, so you could clean it after. Like, nigga, there's gonna be bone everywhere. So luckily, right before they were about to shoot him, they noticed that he had like a, I don't know, My Little Pony wallet or some shit.
No, he didn't notice it. He ran his pockets because he was just going to rob him.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like his money.
Right. And so he has like this like little girl's wallet and he's like, yo, what the fuck is this? And he opens it and he sees a picture conveniently of the one dude's cousin. And he's like, how the fuck did you get this? He's like, oh, this girl's being raped. I saved her. Like, relax. And they were like, all right, we're going to call her. Like, we're gonna take an intermission. And I was like, this is wildly convenient. Like, and this is the one thing that's a little too convenient that he just so happened to have this wallet. It just so happened to be this guy's cousin. Like, okay, we got it. But at a certain point, like happenstance does happen. Like so.
Right.
I
was very happy for this to be convenient.
Yeah, yo. I was like, yo,
you needed this. You needed this.
Yeah, I needed it.
I absolutely needed this, man.
So he calls up Ariana Grande and he's like, yo, did you skip school today? And she's like, nah, I went to school the whole day. He's like, you ain't talking to no cops? Nothing happened? And she's like, well, yeah, these two crackheads were trying to rape me.
Are you?
Yeah, I heard it too. I heard it too. Don't let him get away with that shit.
Shut up.
You know about to have the three of us get in trouble because of you.
Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll scrub all of this from the final edit. So anyway, he's like, yeah, turns out he wasn't lying. And so they're like, all right, we're going to let you go. Again, why though? Like, be like, oh.
It's all about family.
I mean,
it's all about family. Shut up.
That's how it works. Like, they don't give a fuck about nothing but family.
There's no reason to kill that dude.
Right.
He doesn't have a reason to do it.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, but he could anyway. Maybe he was like really excited to do it. He hadn't dirtied up the bathtub in a couple of weeks.
I mean, he was paid, but like he saved his fucking cousin.
Yeah.
So like
Jay don't believe in doing people a solid. Yeah.
No, I don't believe that these dudes would do that. I don't believe that these dudes would do him a solid. Nah, yo. They would shoot a nigga in the head in a bathtub for $40,000 or $4 or whatever the fuck they paid him. Yeah, nah, yo.
The shotgun of all guns.
1886 shotgun. Like, that's crazy.
Right. I'm not so sure these guys are changing on a dime here to be like, all right, well, this cop's a good Samaritan. Like, no, I'm not sure I buy that. They asked this dude, has he ever gotten his shit pushed in 3 minutes prior to this whole situation? No.
I mean, look. So you wouldn't let him go?
I would have let him. I wouldn't have tried to kill him in a bathtub. I wouldn't have been here.
If you were in the situation where you were about to blow his fucking head off.
No, I would let him go because I'm a good person. I'm not so sure Hector and that fake Mexican guy is a good person.
Oh, so you're saying you get paid to do a job and you don't do it? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
I didn't say anything. What is it called? Quiet quitting? Is that when you do your job? Isn't that the new thing white bosses are mad about? People showing up and doing their job and not doing extra. Sounds awesome. So Jake, feeling himself now that he's escaped the Mexican level. He goes to the black
Mexicans now.
Yeah, he's like they respected me for saying it. He comes in with his King of the Mexican sash. And so he goes over to the black neighborhood. He goes and talks to Great Value Kobe Bryant. And he's like, look, I'm here to see. Look, he kind of looks like him. He looks more like him than I do. And he goes to see Alonzo, and all these gang members are like, go ahead. We don't like that nigga anyway. And so he proceeds to go. And he gets Alonzo's son to quietly let him into the house. And then he pulls a gun on Alonzo as he's counting his money, and Eva Mendes is naked. I mean, that looks pretty good. I get it.
Didn't have anything to do with the movie, but okay.
Yeah. Good scene. Tight script. So he's like, look, put the money in the fucking pillowcase, and I'm going to arrest you. And look, Alonzo does something kind of dope. He's like, he takes a cigarette and flicks it into Jake's face. And as he moves his head, he gets off a couple shots. Yeah, I thought that was pretty creative. I liked it. Then they just have a gunfight.
Under the bed.
Yeah, that was kind of dope.
Hooked under the bed, which is wild.
Yeah. That was kind of dope. That was really cool. And so, yeah, they end up having a gunfight in the apartment, and then that spills over to the roof. And there's a scene where Jake eventually, he gets over to the roof, over to this new balcony, and he just immediately gets the shit punched out of him by Alonzo. And Alonzo takes his gun, fires off a couple of rounds, and then Alonzo proceeds to beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
He was like fucking Michael Myers in this scene because he just showed up.
Yeah, he did. It was just fucking out of nowhere. And so eventually, Alonzo makes it back down to his car. Not before Jake, at one point, tries to pistol whip Alonzo, which, ouch. But I do want to make a point here about this fight scene. Denzel Washington has a very dismissive way of he has this thing that he does when he knocks the cup off the table and American Gangster or when he knocks the bucket over and he's in that piano scene or whatever, he slams the piano on the guy. He has a very dismissive way of doing things, and he has a very dismissive way of throwing Jake through a window as well and over a table. It's the same thing. He's just get the fuck out of here.
Does it in disgust.
It's always that same if you watch him as a physical actor, he always has that same way about him. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, he proceeds to beat the shit out of Jake. He gets down to his car. Jake falls onto his windshield. And then they kind of get into this back and forth car crash kind of thing. And then eventually Jake gets the upper hand on Alonzo, and all the gang members are surrounding him. And he's Alonzo's yeah, anybody here who wants to shoot Jake in the head, I'll make you a rich man. And everybody's nah, we're not killing a cop. Fuck that. Do your own work. And so Alonzo's all right, I'm gonna reach over and get this gun, and you're not gonna do shit because you're not gonna shoot a cop in the back. And Jake is don't do it. And he shot Alonzo in the ass.
Ouch.
That seemed to just make Denzel personally very mad.
Motherfucker.
He was so
Shut
mad.
it up.
That was great. And so then Jake is like, nah, I'm fucking out. Like, fuck you. And then Alonzo proceeds to give the greatest speech of all time to the gangsters who say they're gonna shoot him. Look, the line in that speech, everybody knows the King Kong got nothing on me shit, or the I'm putting cases on all you bitches, which is just great. But my favorite part is after he tells them that they'll end up in Pelican Bay, he looks at one dude and points to him and says, "Shoe program, nigga," which just makes me laugh every single time I hear it. Yeah, this is a great speech. Denzel Washington is in his fucking bag in this entire scene.
King Kong ain't got shit on me was ad-libbed by Denzel Washington.
It's pretty good ad lib.
Oh,
That's a pretty good ad lib. Yeah.
What else is in this movie?
Yeah, it was great.
Keep going. I'll talk about some interesting things later.
So he's like, look, y'all not gonna shoot me. Like, I'm winning anyway. Like, fuck y'all. And because they know, like, you can't murder a cop. Like, if you murder a cop, every cop in the police force is gonna be down there, and you're in a world of trouble. So they can't kill him. So he leaves. He's driving. This what I assume is a Russian woman pulls up next to him, lights a cigarette. The light turns green. He goes to drive off. A couple trucks come out, stop him, and then a bunch of Russians come out and they fucking shoot him with machine guns. And he gets out, and then they shoot him some more, and he fucking dies.
well,
And that's the end of Alonzo's story, because he didn't pay the Russians $1 million. Oh, by the way, the reason why the Russians are after him is because when he was in Vegas, he just beat the shit out of some dude to death, a Russian dude.
Yeah, a fucking hothead.
He's a
crazy.
Yeah. So that's why.
This after all of this, right? After seeing Denzel Washington as this like corrupt guy, after seeing him pretend to be like concerned for Jake, through gaslighting and all that, this felt like that scene where Superman describes fighting Darkseid. Like, I feel like I'm in like a glass house, right?
World of cardboard.
Punch, right?
World
of cardboard.
Yeah.
And now it's time for me to let loose. And that is what the fuck Denzel Washington does in these last few minutes of this movie. He fucking lets loose. And he looks like he's having a good time. Even the death, even just the fucking all that shit. Like it just looked like he's having a real fucking good time, man.
You think you can do this to me? That shit is trip, man. It's one of the all-time great speeches, though. Like it will go down as one of the all-time great like crime moments in film. Like it's just an awesome moment. But a lot of that, I'm like, did David Ayer write this? Like, because it's super good. I mean, the King Kong thing, like you said, is ad-libbed, but yeah, it is wild to know that the rest of that likely wasn't.
But here's the thing, though, right? Like, words on a paper are fine, right?
mhm.
But having Denzel Washington say, "I'm putting cases on all you bitches," right? Like that's like it's the delivery, yo.
Yeah.
It's the delivery. Shoe program, nigga.
Yep.
Like, shoe program, nigger. Like, nah,
Doesn't quite work. Doesn't quite work.
that don't work, right? Like,
Right.
delivery.
Okay, here's my question: who's the worst black actor that could have played this role? Like, what is the all-time worst possible casting choice?
Mike Coulter.
Yeah, that's it.
That'd
You know
been
what?
terrible.
I don't even need any other answers. Terrence nailed it. That's it. It would be like that. Shoe program, nigger. Like, all right, we got it.
Like,
We got it. With a dab, yes, of course.
All right.
Yeah, that would be.
We got.
Like, yeah, my culture would be pretty bad. That like King Kong doesn't have anything on me.
Who else? Cuba Gooding Jr. would be pretty fucking bad at this.
You know what?
No,
Like,
yo,
older
real,
Cuba
no,
Gooding Jr., I
real
think
Cuba
he
Gooding
would be
Jr.
pretty-
Nah,
No, real Cuba Gooding Jr. would nail it because that nigga's a psychopath.
yeah, he is.
But nah, I don't know.
Speaking of other people offered roles, Bruce Willis was offered the role of Alonzo. Can't see that.
But that character's based on
doesn't-
a person of color. Like, all right, you know what? Whatever.
I mean,
Bruce
this
Willis?
is-
I mean, if you want,
That was
if you're gonna break, if you're gonna break semantics down, like then they shouldn't have cast a black dude, right? Like,
Yeah, I think he's Afro.
like,
wow.
right. Christian Bale auditioned for the role of Jake.
That's not bad.
okay.
I can see that. Yeah. He was
What
too
kind
busy
of
being
Um,
Shaft.
Yeah, what kind of boat you had?
Toby Maguire was seriously considered for the role of Jake. He even followed undercover narcotics officers in LA for 2 months and gained weight for the role. But he was dropped, and Ethan Hawke hopped on. Eminem was offered to play the role of Jake
Get
Hoyt,
the fuck out of here.
but he
no.
he had commitments with 8 Mile, so he couldn't do it.
Oh,
thankfully.
okay.
Eminem. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't. I
Couldn't
can't
see that.
No. Script for this movie was done in 1995.
Jesus.
Damn.
Gary Sinise and Tom Sizemore were offered the role of Alonzo, but passed. Ryan Philippe was
Gary Sinise.
considered for
You
the
said
role.
Tom Sizemore was offered the role of Alonzo.
Yeah.
Tom Sizemore. Nah,
Why?
nah. That's a weird one. That's super weird.
Isn't that the dude
Yeah.
who like beat up the paparazzi like all over like for years and stuff? That's the dude who had like a lot of issues, right?
Yeah, Tom Sizemore was a great actor and then had really bad drug issues. So
Well, there you
I
go.
mean, he
Yeah.
could pull off the anger, but like not the swag.
no, yeah, you need a bit of swag for that role. I mean, Samuel Jackson, he probably could have done it pretty. He would have had the swag though. Like he would have had the crazy
would've had
cop
that.
aspect. Because like you got a little bit of that in Lakeview Terrace when he like grabbed the dude up and he was like, "You gonna be a father of that boy?" And he was like, "Go and shoot yourself with the shotgun and shit." Like I was like, yeah, that could work, but he wouldn't have the swagger to pull that off. It has to almost be
you need the swag to kind of justify Jake still wanting to do this, right? Like,
right.
Mhm.
You
you
kind
gotta,
of
like-
you want to like Alonzo. Like you kind of like him a
Alonzo
little bit.
is charming in some ways, which is why Jake was so able to go against his own values. That's why he was able to compromise himself, because there was a charming aspect to Denzel's portrayal.
Yeah, and then he's a piece of shit. Like,
Yeah.
but that's a lot of those guys. But yeah, all right. So there you go. That is Training Day, the 2001 American crime film. And we will see you back next week for episode 229, for a preview episode for episode 229. All right, later, guys.
See you.
Take it.
Bye.
You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.